Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Slay the Spire, a game that I've been playing for a while actually, I'm not brand new to it. It is a early access game, deck building, tactical combat game I guess. You basically play cards to win fights. I really don't want to use the word roguelike. It's permadeath with advancement, with changing artifacts every time you go up, and there are two characters at the moment you can play. And this is just a tryout, just to see if you like it, because I've been enjoying it a lot, but I've been playing sort of by myself, so I want to see if people would like me to play this on camera. There are two characters at the moment. The third one is locked in early access. You have the Ironclad, which is the Ironclad, remaining soldier of the Ironclad, sold his soul to harness demonic energies. His passive ability is at the end of combat he heals 6 HP. He starts with 80 HP, 99 gold. And this is basically, as every time you die, your score gets added to this, and you start unlocking additional cards and relics and so forth. And the other one is the Silent, a deadly huntress from the Foglands, eradicate foes with daggers and poisons. She plays a bit more sneakily, a bit more stealthily, a bit more around status effects, maybe, than the Ironclad. And at the start of combat, she draws 2 additional cards. I'll start off with the Ironclad, because the Ironclad is more straightforward. And we shall go from now. Greetings! Because from the second run on, you speak to the wolf, which is like it's called Niao, the Great Niao, who offers you a selection of blessings, provided you reach the boss in a previous run. So, my current deck has got 10 cards in it. It's got Strikes, which deal 6 damage for 1 energy. Defends, which gives you 5 block, which prevents damage until next turn for 1 energy, and 1 bash, which deals 8 damage, applies to vulnerable. Vulnerable creatures take 50% more damage from attacks for 2 energy. Like a lot of deck building, it's important to keep your deck trim. So, losing your starter relic to get a boss relic is random, so it could be very strong or very weak, but you also lose the regen that the Ironclad's good for, so I'm not going to bother. I might just remove a card from my deck. I might just remove the Quick Defend from my deck. So you start with 9 cards anyway. Okay, this is the game. There are several levels. I actually haven't managed to finish the game correctly, but there are several acts to the game. This is Act 1. You basically pick where you want to start, and then you have to go up and move up. The legend is here. So these are enemies. These are shops. These are unknowns. These are elites. These are rest areas where you can either improve your cards or regain HP, and that's a guaranteed chest. Like, these randoms can be anything. They can be events, like random events. They can be a fight. They can be a merchant. And they can be a chest. They cannot be elites as far as I'm aware. The key to the game so far as I've understood it is to basically accumulate relics. Relics is where your power is at. I could start here, but here, for example, you have no choices. You have no choices until you get up to here, basically. Your choice starts here. So you're stuck with this. Whereas if you start down here, you have a lot more variance. I'm going to start here, because this gives me a random here. And probably going to carry on here, hitting as many randoms as possible. Because you're doubtlessly going to get fights anyway. So that's not a problem. And this is when I get to here, I get to choose. If I'm very low in health, I can go here. If I'm very high in health and doing quite well, I can fight the elite. If neither is particularly true, I can try my luck here. For example, if I'm very low in health, I may even just go here, take my luck here, and then heal after, anyway, and then go to another elite. Or if I have a lot of health here, I could go elite, fight elite. So we're just going to start there. Right. So every turn, you draw 5 cards, as standard, and you have 3 energy to spend. And then you have your enemies here on the left, and the enemies here on the right. And every time you see what they're going to do next turn, so you see that he's going to attack for 5, this louse is going to attack for 5, and this louse is going to attack for 6. They have abilities. The louse here has the ability called Curl Up. On taking attack damage, they'll roll up and gain 3 block once per combat, and you will roll up and gain 7 block once per combat. So, how are we going to start off here? Firstly, I think I'm going to double defend, because I'm going to take a lot... Let's strike you down here. It's going to be cost. See, they take block. They take the damage. He curled up. He now has 3 block, which means he'll block off the next 3 damage he takes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger both their blocks, because block only lasts for 1 turn. Then I'm going to pick my own block up, I'm just going to stop the attack. He's going to hit for that 5. He's going to cancel out the block. That 6 is going to go hit my HP, but I should regenerate hit 6 HP at the end of combat, so it shouldn't be too bad. Besides, my next cards are likely to be a lot of strikes next turn, which could be very good for me. There you go. So we took the hit to the block absorbed it, and then we words. And then we took 6 star health. There you go. Right, so we could bash for 8 damage and apply 2 vulnerable, but it's not really worth it in this situation, because I think I can get through this without even taking any more damage. Because I can give you 6, give you more 6 to finish you off, and then the defend will stop his damage. And then we should be able to finish you off this turn. Yeah, strike, strike, dead. He'll hit 6 points, we get some gold, and after every fight you can get to add a card to your deck out of 3 random cards. Clash costs 0, but can only be played if every other card in your hand is an attack. Attack basically are attacks, powers, and skills. So Clash is strong. 0 cost for 14 damage is exceedingly strong, but you need to have the rest of your hand needs to be attacks, which is tricky to do. True powers basically are passives. Basically, you play the card and you gain a passive. So if you play Metallicize, at the end of your turn you gain 3 block. Every turn you'll gain 3 block no matter what. And then True Grit is you pay 1 to get 7 block, but you exhaust a random card in your hand. An exhausted card is removed from your hand until the end of combat. Basically, you get rid of the card until combat is over. I'm going to play Metallicize. Picking up passives are always nice. Right. Unknown. What have we got? Oh, an event. Here we go. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside. I can pray to remove a card from my deck and I'll lose 7 HP. If I had a card with 10 or more damage, I could break the stone and get money. Sadly, I do not. Do I anything I particularly want to remove from my deck? I'm going to remove I'm going to lose 7 HP. Ow. But I'm going to remove one of the strikes from my deck. And I'm going to start culling the deck a little bit. I'm going to try to basically keep the deck thin. Right, here we have some slams. I can total this slime completely this turn. Just kill it. Completely. Because, for example, I could play a defend and 2 attacks, leaving this alive, but I would negate his attack. But the best way to negate his attack is just to kill it. So I could play the defend here and cancel his attack, or I can just play the extra attack and just finish him off. I'll take 10 damage, because that's unavoidable. But again, I'm going to regen the health afterwards anyway. Right, here we go. Metallicize. At the end of my turn, I'll gain 3 block, and I'm going to hit Bash, which means it deals 8 damage now and applies vulnerable for 2 turns. Sadly, the first turn is now. If I had any more energy, I could hit for vulnerable, but I do not, so I'm going to be doing this. Metallicize means I got 3 block at the end of my turn. Corrosive Spit hits me, blocks 3, takes 4, and I get the Wound card, because whenever you run out of cards here, you reshuffle your discard pile into your draw pile. A Wound card is an unplayable card. It doesn't do anything bad, you just can't play it if it's in your hand. It's a dead card in your hand. I'm going to do a defend, because a defend plus the Metallicize will block the entirety of damage there. And you see, it usually deals 6 damage, but because of wound, it deals 9. I'll take no more damage from this, and you'll die next turn. But I'm going to get another wound, which shouldn't affect it. It's going to go straight to my discard pile. And strike to finish you off. I heal up 6, I take 17 gold, add a card to my deck. Reckless Charge, you take vulnerable but deal 9 damage for 0, not bad. Pummel, you'll deal 2 damage 4 times, so it's 8 damage at the moment, but it tends to stack very well with things like Strength, because Strength increases the damage of your hits. So if you have 1 Strength, you'll deal 3 damage 4 times. So it tends to stack very well with attack, and it's also Exhaust, means once you've used it, it goes away. Infernal Blade, for 1, you add a random attack card to your hand. It costs 0 this turn, and then you exhaust Infernal Blade. I might try this out. I haven't really used it before. You're playing a bit randomly with it, but we'll give it a go. Okay, you come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby? Take, receive the golden idol, and trigger a trap. which we will do. Now, as you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. You realize the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. I can outrun the boulder, I can smash the boulder, or I can hide. I'm going to take the outrun. Outrun gives you an injury, which is kind of like the wound status effect, but injury is a curse. Statuses disappear after combat. Curses stay in your deck. So, yeah. You barely leap into a side passageway as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something, however. I don't like the... I think, however, unfortunately, is a bit grammatically... I don't like the grammar there. Right. Hello. This is a jaw worm. Hits me for 11. I'm going to block what I can of that, and then I hit Infernal Blade. I get a drop kick. It's free, so might as well do it anyway. If drop kick, deals 5 damage. If the enemy is vulnerable, you gain additional energy and draw a card. So if the enemy is vulnerable, basically drop kick is free. Which is, you know, always nice. Alright, we will take 6. Right, this is a new, look, this is defensive, right? This is, the enemy intends to block and to buff himself up. So we are going to, because he's not going to bother attacking us, there's no point using defend. I might use bash, and I'm going to use metallicize, which is a defend now, but it also lasts forever, so might as well there. And sadly, however, we cannot capitalize on the vulnerable this turn. Ideally, however, get the strike and the... I'm going to say we managed... To be fair, if we have 3 strikes in hand, we can kill him off, because 9, 18, 27, which was basically 21 plus 6 block. There you go. Right, now you get potions. You have 3 potion slots, which basically can grant you bonuses and hinder enemies in combat. So the energy potion gives you 2 energy, straight up, just 2 free energy. Right, choose a card. Corruption, power, skills cost 0. Whenever you play a skill, exhaust it. So basically your skills are now free, but you can only play them once. Anger. Deal 4 damage for 0, but whenever you play Anger, you place a copy of this card in your discard pile. So you play Anger into your discard pile, and you put another Anger in your discard pile. If you keep playing Anger, your deck will keep growing with Angers. The extra ones will go away at the end of combat, but it just keeps... basically your hand will get fuller and fuller of Angers. And Sword Boomerang. Deals 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times, which is what I'm going to take. Right, 65. I'm good enough to, I think I'm happy enough to take the elites. See what we can do with these elites. Right, this is the Lagavulin. The Lagavulin starts off combat as sleep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Infernal Blade. Ooh, this is actually quite news. Immolate is a card, says exhaust 1 card. If the chosen card was a status or a curse, deal 10 damage to all enemies. Which means Immolate is a way to get rid of curses and statuses. So we can use Immolate now to exhaust injury, which is injury is gone for this combat. In this combat, there will be no more injury. It does unfortunately mean that Immolate's kind of useless now, but now we get to our 2 remaining energies, just whack it. It's because you woke it up, it's kind of stunned this turn. Not going to do much. Lagavulin is a bit of a pain. I'm not a huge fan of Lagavulin. Mainly because it's got a lot of health, for some reason. Right, I am going to go... It's got 18 damage if it hits me now. I can block 13 of that if I go full defensive. Which I am going to do. Metallicize, defend, defend. It'll give me 13, it'll hit me for 18, which means I'll take 5. Right, Immolate, not useful at the moment, sadly. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Bash, then I'm going to hit Energy Potion, and then Strike, Strike, Strike. Big hit there. I'm going to take 18 now, I cannot stop that. 3 will get blocked, but I'm going to take 15. I dropped to 45. Big hits on me. Now, strategic. This enemy tends to inflict a powerful negative effect on you. Sadly, I'm very defensive at the moment. I literally have 3 defenses in the deck and I've drew all 3 of them. 9 damage there, and that'll be 4 damage 3 times, another 12. 41. And the reason I don't like this guy, apart from having a lot of health, is he does this. This is his powerful negative buff he does. Siphon Soul. Lowers my dexterity and lowers my strength. Dexterity influences how much block you get, so you get -1 block from all of your cards. Instead of getting 5 and getting 4. And strength reduces your strength. Instead of dealing 6 damage in a strike and dealing 5. And you'll keep doing that over and over again, so you have to kill him quickly, otherwise you'll do no damage and gain no block. So even if I went full defensive here, I get 12, 15, I'd take 3 damage. What was my next turn draw going to be? I'm gonna have to take. I'm gonna take 18 damage. Oh, 15 damage because. Yeah, dexterity affects blocks gained by cards. Metallicize is not affected. Metallicize is still going to give me 3, which means I'm going to go down to 30 health, which is precariously low. And 5 goes to 7. 3 is 9, so another 18. Wow, I'm going very low. Another 15 damage. I'm going to go down to 15. Siphon Soul is so strong. And now you're going to Siphon Soul him, he's going to die this turn anyway, so, yeah. The reason you go after elites, because after every elite you get a guaranteed treasure. So you get a tiny chest, you gain 30 gold, and you're 10% more likely to find treasure in known rooms. I'm going to get Headbutt, deals 9 damage and places a card from the discard on top of your draw pile. Warcry, draw 1 card, place a card from your hand on top of the draw pile, and exhaust it. And exhaust Warcry. And Searing Blow deals 12 damage, can be upgraded any number of times. Usually cards can only be upgraded once. Searing Blow can be upgraded any number of times. I'm going to go for Headbutt. Headbutt's always useful. And I'm in trouble. I'm in severe trouble because I'm stuck to fighting this elite now. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. Okay, so... Wow, really? That is not great. I'll be honest with you, that is not good. I'm going to take 9 damage here, and I can't stop that. I'm going to bash you in. Give you a bash on you. Right, taking 9 damage. Which means I am down to 12 hit points. Which means I gotta kill something or I'm dead. That's gonna do 9. 9. Vulnerable, sadly, because whenever these die, 1 death applies vulnerable to you for 2 turns. So I'm gonna go for a defend. I'm gonna take 4 damage off this. Oh no, I'm gonna take 1 damage off this. Thank you, Metallicize. And ooh, okay. Okay, you're gonna buff yourself up this turn, so no need to bother with defending. I'm gonna Infernal Blade. Really? Immolate? That's a waste of my time. Sword Boomerang. Headbutt. And get the Sword Boomerang back. Usually it would give me a choice, but just because there was only 1 card there, it's not gonna bother giving me a choice. That's irrelevant, it's gonna be Sword Boomerang. Yeah, you cast Grow on yourself, which increased your strength by 3, so instead of doing 6 damage, now doing 9 damage, but Sword Boomerang finishes the job. I regain 6 HP, got Fire Potion, which deals 20 damage, and I'm going to get Armaments. Armaments, gain 5 block and upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. Is a very good card. Right, second elite. This might not go well. See, I was hoping for these guys. These guys are a lot easier. They're a lot easier. I can deal with them. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 damage here no matter what. So I'm just going to hit Defend. Bash you. I have my own strategy for facing the sentries. They alternate between doing 8 damage to you and causing this stun effect, which basically puts Dazed into your deck. Right, okay, so I'm going to defend as much as possible right now. Defend, Armaments, I'm going to upgrade Metallicize, and cast an upgraded Metallicize. I'm going to take 4 damage from this. But I have to. I can't stop that. I'm taking 4 damage from this. Yep, more days. And... ooh, 2 damage. I did incorrect maths. 14, 6, yeah, fine. Okay, so I'm going to defend, because the defend will actually put me up to 9 eventually, so that's fine. Now, Infernal Blade, Thunderclap, deals 4 damage and applies vulnerable 1 to all enemies. Not bad. They have Artifact, which negates one debuff, but when I use Thunderclap, he gets vulnerabilized. Vulnerabilized? He becomes vulnerable. And basically their artifacts go away, so they will become vulnerable in due course. And I'm going to be putting Thunderclap back on top of the deck because of Headbutt, which means I can use Thunderclap next turn. Now, again, they're filling my deck with Dazed. Dazed I can't play, but it's ethereal, so if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, it's exhausted. So they keep filling your hand with useless cards that will go away after the end of the turn. Right, so Thunderclap. Strike finishes you off, and Defend keeps me alive, and the Dazed go away because of Metallicize. So as long as I keep drawing one Defend a turn, or an Onslaught, we can totally do this. Okay, so as long as you draw one Defend a turn, so what happens? That's the problem, see, they fill your hand with so many Dazed, that becomes a problem. Okay, Strike you, and then Sword Boomerang, and... Wow. I was hoping for a Fire Potion to help me out here, to hit someone enough to Fire Potion to do the job, but I'm going to be taking 4 damage from this, putting me down to 8. And I can't survive this for much for longer. I'm not going to take any damage this turn, thankfully. And we're going to upgrade the Bash for the end of this combat. Put a massive damage on you. Because hopefully it means we can kill you next turn, so we'll take no damage next turn. And we've got no cards, so everything's going to be in... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Out of 18 cards, out of 20... There's going to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Out of 23 cards, 10 of them will be Dazed. They're in the power of the Sentry Lies. Yeah, see? 25 cards, 23 cards, and 10 of them are Dazed. Oh, thank God, we get one Defend at least. And... Oh, really? Fine. As long as you get one Defend per turn, we're okay. And we got rid of 3, and we got 2 back, so that's technically a bonus. Bash. Armaments, yes. Bash will kill this guy off completely. Thunderclap will actually kill this guy, so... Because of Vulnerable. Will actually kill them, so good there. Points for us. Oh, I'm so low in health, though. And I will take Strike. Whew. We gain 6 health. Okay, 34 Weak Potion, applies 3 weak. Lantern, gains 1 energy in the first turn of each combat. Very nice. And I will take Rampage. Deals 8 damage. Every time this card is played in combat, increases damage by 4. So some of those cards that really benefits from a... Hello, hang on. Because now I've got a choice. Basically, I either choose this one or one of these ones, because this one will take me straight up to a heal, which I desperately need. Then I could go this way, get 2 random things, and then go straight for the heal afterwards. I'm going to be brave. Right, so what do you get here? We got a Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the turn. We haven't got any powers at the moment. Please not be a combat. Not a combat. Good. You fall into a puddle. It's made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out over several minutes as you feel the goop starting to burn. You can feel goop in your ears, goop in your nose, goop everywhere. Climbing out, you notice that some of your gold is missing. Looking back to the puddle, you see missing coins combined with gold. Basically, you can get extra gold and lose HP, or just lose gold. I don't have... Usually, I just lose the HP, but that would take me down to 3. I'm losing the gold. It's unfortunate, but I'm losing the gold. And you find a shimmering mass of light. And can I actually die from this? I kind of want to find out. I can die from this. Haha, fair enough. Not quite the top, indeed. It was a very poor showing from me, by the way. Oh, really? I'm 40 away from an unlock? Oof. Right. It's 25 minutes. I could end it now. I'm going to do a quick run as just the silent, so you can see what the silent is like. Silent greetings. Talk. Choose. Obtain a random rare card, 3 random potions. Random rare card. 1,000 cuts. Whenever you... This is power. Whenever you play a card, you deal 1 damage. Okay, where are we going to start? Again, same rules apply. You want to maximize the number of relics you get. So I'm going to start over here, because it means I get 3 randoms. Every random could be a chest, which gives you a relic. Okay. Of course, you get 2 additional cards at the start of combat. So it's getting 5. You get 7. I pretty much drew most of my entire deck. What's left over is Neutralize, costs 0, deals 3 damage, and applies 1 weak. Survivor, which is gain 8 block and discard a card. And 1,000 Cuts, which you got whenever you play a card, deal 1 damage to all enemies. You're buffing yourself, so I'm going to just take the time that you're buffing yourself to just hit you several times. Next turn, just pretty much pick the card I'm not going to get. Statistically, it's going to be a defend, but... Well, statistically, it's not a defend, because... It could... If I have to pick one card that would be out, statistically, it would be a defend. However, statistically, it's also statistically likely that 2 defends are going to be in the next hand, so I'm not sure. If you have to pick a card, that's weird. How does the probability behind that work? Okay, so 6, which is good because we can just use Survivor, and instead of using Defend, you can use Survivor to get Defense 8. However, you have Aggressive. Sorry, you have the Ritual, which at the end of your turn you get 3 Strength, which means we cannot keep doing this forever. I don't think this is going to last long enough. I'm going to focus on the damage. I don't think Death of 1,000 Cuts is going to come into play enough. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, actually. Right, so now your strength is up. However, I use Neutralize, which deals 3 damage, but also applies 1 weak. Weak targets do 25% less damage for 1 turn, so you go back to 6, because 3/4 of 9 rounded. I'm actually going to use... I'm going to take 1 damage for this. Actually, why would I bother? Survivor and discard the Defend. Think, Nemo. That would take you down to 12. I should be able to kill you next turn. Actually, screw that. Or maybe not. Depending how this works out, maybe not. Oh, thank God. I got the cards I needed. I needed both the strikes to come out of there. Yep, I've got a weak potion, 14 gold, and I get to add Alchemize. Obtains a random potion, exhaust. Well-laid plans. At the end of your turn, retain up to 1 card. Retain cards and not discard at the end of turn. Or Deadly Poison, which applies 4 poison. I like poison on the silent. Poison works well with the silent. Right, an event. Before you there's an elaborate shrine. To an ancient spirit. You can pray to get 100 gold. You can desecrate the shrine to get 250 gold, but you can become the Curse Regret. Which I'll definitely take because it costs me less to remove Regret when I get to a shop than I got to win. And shops you can buy multiple. If you got the money, you can buy multiple. What's the word? Relics. If you got the money. Right, Survivor. Discard Regret. Done. Which means I can actually focus on poison you. Got 4 poison. I hit you for this. You got 4 poison, you got 8 health. Poison, they lose HP. It's not damage, so block doesn't stop it. It's not damage, it goes straight through block. There you go. The grow buff is there, but you're dead pretty much. In fact, if I manage to block you completely... no, it's not going to happen. If I can just neutralize you, no, you're dead. Poison will kill you before you get to attack. But I can 1,000 cuts. Or I can just do this. Stop playing around. Stop trying to be clever, Nemo. Just actually do the thing. Actually, you know, get things killed without taking damage yourself. Neutralize. Strike. You're on 1 HP, so I'm pretty sure. Spit web means I get I take weakened. But I kill you anyway, so haha. Crippling Poison. Applies 3 poison to 3 weak. Bane. Deals 7 damage if the enemy is poisoned. Deal 7 damage again. And Eviscerate. Costs 1 less for each card discarded this turn. Deals 6 damage 3 times. I tend to like Crippling Poison. I like building... Like, I would love to get Bane as well, but I want more sources of poison first. Bane can come afterwards. What do you have here? As you make down a corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. Upon closer inspection, they are tied to strings coming from holes in the ceiling. I can heal up, gain max HP, or receive a relic, and I get Regret. I'll get Regret, but I'll take Marbles, which casts Vulnerable on all targets at the beginning of the turn. And what are you? Shining Gold Idol. Injury. Wow, I'm taking a lot of curses this playthrough. You know, that's what you gotta do. Right, it's you guys. Right, so... Okay, usually they have Artifact, but the Artifact was negated by Bag of Marbles, which is actually really nice for me, because what it means is I can Crippling Poison this guy, so he does less damage and is going to take poison over time. Should have crippling poisoned you. Should have crippling poisoned you. I get to defend. I'll take 3 damage, but you know. It begins. Yeah. You've seen this entrance before. Now, neutralize. I should have neutralized you. Again, mistake. I'm not thinking well enough. If I defend, okay, I can't kill you off now. So I'm gonna 1,000 cuts. Whenever you play a card, deal damage to all enemies. Block to what I can. I'll be taking 9 damage off this. What can I draw next turn? I'll be drawing Deadly Poison. I'll probably be drawing Deadly Poison. Hopefully. Yeah, so I can Survivor the Regret. Now, this is a good thing, because I can Deadly Poison. And I can Strike. Poison's great if you can keep stacking it. Because every time you stack it, it goes up, and then every turn they take damage. So Poison 3 will deal 6 damage, because it will deal 3, 2, 1. 2 Poison 3s, like separate, would do 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, which is 12. But if you stack them, it becomes 6, which is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is 21. It works well, is the point I'm making. Hit. Hit. Dead, because Poison will kill you off. Start focusing on... you, I guess. I'll take 8 damage, can't stop that. But you're dead to Poison, and I'll take 8 damage. Neutralize. Defend. And strike. And defend as well, might as well. I forgot that neutralize. I keep forgetting neutralize is free sometimes. Boop, block the damage, and get 2 more of those. Now, Immolate from the couple of regrets, two regrets. Okay, so I'm going to take a lot of damage here. I'm going to put it on you simply because you'll take less damage if I do that. And I'm going to take what? 6 damage? Yeah. Oh, 5. Which is okay, not too bad. I do need to get rid of those cards though. I have too many of them. So dead to the actually not bad. That's not a bad power actually. That was wrong. That was a pretty decent power. Wow, look at this is again. This is the problem with days. They just fills your hand. Not quite enough to kill. 5 poison is 15 health eventually by the time it times out. Oh, under half health now. Wow. Actually, why did he discard that? It's a waste of my time. Because I discarded that, goes back into my discard pile. Should have kept it in my hand, and it would have. I'm tired. That was not a good play. Crippling poison will eventually. Oh, you die anyway. Should have spent all my cards on. Never mind, you did. Toolbox. At the start of each combat, add colorless card to your hand. Energy potion. Choke. Deal 12 damage when you play a card this turn. The enemy loses 3 HP. Or Sucker Punch. I'll take Sucker Punch to apply weak. A quick and easy weak. Now I'm going to go here. Okay, merchant time. Merchants have 2 colorless cards, 5 class cards, of which one of which is on sale. 3 relics, 3 potions, and the card removal service. So card removal service, quick. Remove one of the regrets. Gone. Sadly, I'd like to spend more money there, but it's not going to happen. Cauldron. When obtained, brews 5 random potions, of which I can only grab 1 of, not relevant. Whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. Shuriken. Whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. That is good. Grab that. And I'm going to do Predator. Predator looks fun. Deal 15 damage for 2, but draw 2 more cards. Yep, I'll take Predator. Okay, we'll proceed. Question mark. Give me money. Yep, I'll take the money, thank you. Doubt means I get weak at the end of my turn, but it means I can also buy more stuff next shop. What do you have here? Deja Vu Doll. For each curse in your deck, you've got... Nice. That, however, is decent. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 additional strength. I don't want to get rid of my... I've got 3 curses in my deck. I no longer want to get rid of my curses. I don't. However... actually, I'm going to earn money, right? So I'm going to rest up first because I'm going to go for an elite anyway. So we'll heal up. We can upgrade our card. But I'm going to heal up for 30% of my HP. Then I'm going to go here. Ooh, relic. Ancient tea set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start next combat with 2 extra energy, which is fantastic for the silence because of Rig of the Snake. Which means we'll go into the boss with an additional 2 because you can always rest before the boss. Right. Like a villain. Bandage up is the random colorless card, so we're just going to go bandage up. Right. Deal 18. Okay. I basically want to make use as much use of this as possible. You're vulnerable as well, which is brilliant. I'm going to gain 1 week at the end of this turn, but it's going to be the turn. Okay, fine. The best way to play this is basically to neutralize you. Then I'm going to Predator. And then Predator. But bam! A lot of damage. And I get 2 more cards next turn. For which you're going to be stunned for. Which is brilliant. Which is very good for me. I get to draw a lot of these. Hopefully I get like Deadly Poison and Sucker Punch would be nice. Deadly Poison? Oh, well, it's got Deadly Poison. You can Survivor the Regret. And you can Defend, which means you only lose... We're only going to lose... yeah, we're only going to lose 5 health with this. I've got 4 strength now because of Shuriken triggered once. Triggered in the first turn, which is, nice. Ow. Ah, we can deal. Multiple defense. Okay, so guess we're gonna do the same thing again. Take only 3 damage. Siphon Soul's gonna happen. Siphon Soul, thankfully for us, we're gonna neutralize that. I'm gonna Sucker Punch. I'm gonna Strike, which is gonna give us more strength. Defend anyway. Again, 1 week, but like we're doing damage. We're doing damage over time. It's good for us. Crippling Poison. Inflict the weakness, additional weakness. Survivor the Regret. Don't take damage. We'll take less damage anyway. We'll take 6 damage. Now what are we doing? Predator deals 19 damage, which is next turn draw 2 cards. Fair, kill it. Stop playing around, just kill it. Do the maths in your head, Nemo. Dagger Preparation. At the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. Wow, I could be drawing 9 cards at the start of combat. Infinite Blades. Power. At the start of your turn, add a shift to your hand. No. Poison Stab. Deal 5 damage, apply 3 poison. Keep applying poison. Go for you. Ah, hello. I remember you. Oh my god, I'm going to start with a full hand. Yep, I'm going to start with a full hand of 10 cards. Panache. Every single time you play 5 cards in turn, deal 10 damage to all enemies. Not sure that's going to be able to count. I can't play 5 cards this turn. I'm going to Survivor the Regret. To get the defense up. And then I'm going to Predator? Predator for 18. Yes, you are definitely... I think you're vulnerable. Definitely do that. I'll take 3 damage, but you're vulnerable. I'll take less damage in the long run. Now you're going to attack and block. So ideally, I want to kill you before that happens. So we're going to hit you with Strike and just Poison Strike. Quick and easy, simple. Calculated Gamble. Discard your hand, draw that many cards. Exhaust. Dagger Throw. Deal 9 damage, draw 1 card, discard 1 card. Or I could just not pick anything. You don't have to pick a card. You can just skip the card process. I'm going to skip the card process. I don't particularly want any of these. What we want is a lot of... Okay, these guys. Blind, apply to weak. So... Okay, first things first. Neutralize you. Poison Stab you. Dead. Beautiful. Blind you, because I can. Now just take the defend. Take the defend. And the... Actually, it was pointless. I could have just done the strike. Oh well. I gained 1 strength because of the shuriken, so that's fine and dandy. Lost the vulnerability though, unfortunately. So I'm going to deal 20 damage to you this turn. Or maybe not. Bam. And the poison will kill you. Beautifully done. And weakened is over. That was the doubt. But yeah, got you. Heel Hook. If the enemy... See, this is... You have Dropkick as the Ironclad, which triggers off vulnerable. Heel Hook is for the silence and deals off and triggers off weak. Which, considering I've got whatchamacallit, neutralize, it's not a bad idea. And Open Maneuver gives you 2 energy next turn. Again, not a bad card at all. A lot of playing for a lot of strategizing, a lot of thinking ahead. I'm gonna go for Heel Hook. It's a free hit, and I'm gonna heal up before I go to the boss. Now, win or lose, I'm gonna stop after the boss. And then you can let me know if you want me to carry on. I do like this game very much. Madness. Random card costs... Ooh, that's interesting. Right, so... 1,000 cuts. Can I get my hands in that? It's a powers you want to get in early. Deal 6 damage, apply 1 weak. Also, Predator, draw 2 more cards next turn. Oh, I can Madness to make 1 card in my hand draw cost 0 forever. No one to use it now because there's too many chances it's going to do something useless. I'm going to Predator. Which is going to be a lot of cards, and I can also Sucker Punch to extend the weak. Now, slimes have the split ability. If they go to half health, they split into smaller slimes. That's one way to stop them because the split ability takes priority. Group Spray is annoying. They'll take 1 card for less return, but yeah, this is a bit of a mess here. Okay, right. Heel Hook is free because the enemy is weak, so bam. Now, they are preparing for an attack. I know this for a fact. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, I am not going to attack. Because when they go under 70, they will be doing they'll stop whatever they're doing to split. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cast Defend a few times. Not for the Defend, but for the extra damage. Because the lower you get them, the lower the smaller slimes will be. So I'll be weakened, which is unfortunate, but in the grand scheme of things, I want basically to do as much damage as possible next turn. Hopefully I'll get... Good, I got the cards I wanted. See, they're going to do the Slime Crush, which is 35 damage. It's a lot of damage. So I'm going to hit you with Deadly Poison. Am I? I am going to hit you with Deadly Poison because that's extra damage. It's 7. See, they stop doing that because they're going to go Slime. They're going to Slime. They're going to get interrupted. Poisoned. Poisoned. 58. 57. They're going to go down to 50. So the 2 constituent slimes are going to have 50 health. Now they have split as well, so when they get to 25 is when the problem's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to just discard this block to take no more damage and just attack you straight up. Basically, you want to time it well. Corrosive Spit adds wounds to your hand, to your deck, and Frail means you get less block. Right, okay, so... Predator, I can deal 19. 19 will take you down to... Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit you this. Bam. 28. Now, Hook... There you go. Do that to you. Bam. That was the bigger hit. I'll avoid more damage if I do that. Then you go. Your smaller ones are going to be 17 each. Now... After every boss, you get healed to full. So no matter what happens, as long as you kill the boss, it's not a problem. Okay, I'm focusing on you because you're the one who's dealing damage to me. So we're going to apply damage to you. Neutralize you should finish you off. And crippling poison on you because you're going to hurt me the most over time. Taking 3 damage will take you down to 29. Yeah, not great, but. Now, what happens next? 12 damage. If you can stop that, that'd be nice. So I'm gonna hit you with. Actually, to be fair, I will totally do this. I was gonna apply poison because poison would stack, but it's basically getting because poison would stack with that poison for 7 plus 6 plus 7. 7. It's exactly the same no matter what way you do it. So in fact, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm going to cast Madness. Deadly Poison's now free. And then I'm going to cast Poison Stab. Which means the resultant slimes are going to have 3 health. Which is, you know, fantastic news for me. Which means they're one-shots, basically. And Doubt strikes up. Yeah, it's crappy, but, you know, if you just do this. I'll take Wound, I'll take Doubt, but whatever. Like, I've won now. You can't stop me. I don't think I've got enough wounds in my deck for you to stop me. Doesn't matter. 7, and because the 1,000 cuts will win it for me. There you go. 1,000 cuts, I take it all back. You're actually fantastic. We'll take 105 gold, yes please. Swift Potion, draw 3 cards. This is my biggest problem, right? I forget about potions. First, in this next turn, your next skill is played twice. Unload, discard all non-attack cards to deal 12 damage. Which is very good if you don't have any non-attack cards in your hand. Unload is a fantastically good skill. In which case, I'm actually going to pick Unload. And what relic do we get? We get the Sozu. Gain 1 energy at the start of each turn. You can no longer use potions, which, to be fair, for me is great because I forget they exist. Potions always drop after combat, which is also not too bad because it means I'm always focusing on using potions. And Runic Dome. Gain 1 additional energy at the start of each turn. You can no longer see enemy intents. That is rough. You can no longer see what the enemy is planning to do. I would take that only if I knew exactly... If I'd been playing the game for ages, which I haven't been playing the game for that long, and then you exactly what every enemy does, because otherwise you are screwed. There are some enemies that follow specific patterns, like sentries follow specific patterns. Other enemies follow fairly releasable patterns. Certain bosses do very specific patterns. Things that change what they do every turn? No. That could get you killed so easily. I'm actually going to pick Sozu, mainly because I don't use potions at all, so I might as well just discard them. You can only use potions. You can't sell them either, so... But yeah. Act 2, the city. And let me know if you want me to carry on. This has been Slay the Spire. It's a game I've been enjoying very, very much. I'll catch you guys next time, folks. See you then. Bye.